It gives us immense pleasure and great honor to warmly welcome you all to the National Seminar organized by the Dept. of English, Kuntala Kumari Sabat Women's College, Balasore.
Today, we gather to explore an insightful seminar on exploring the new terrains of eco-criticism, concept, context, and content that promises to be an intellectually enriching and thought-provoking experience as we delve into the relationship between literature, ecology, and culture.
So now, before we proceed to the ceremonial inauguration, it is our distinguished honor to invite our esteemed dignitaries to grace the stage and adorn this august gathering with their presence.
With profound respect, I invite our Reverend Principal, Dr. Jhansi Jena Ma'am, to kindly ascend the stage and take her esteemed seat.
It is now a proud privilege to invite our honorable chief guest, Mr. Dr. Uttam Kumar Jena sir, to grace the dais.
We are also equally privileged to invite our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Rindon Kundu, to kindly join us on the stage.
May I now request the head of the Dept. of English, Dr. Narayan Surjit Behra sir, to graciously take his place on the dais.
We further extend our respectful invitation to Nirod sir, JP sir, and Shalini ma'am to kindly join the dignitaries on the stage.
Esteemed speaker, Dr. Uttam Kumar Jena, Associate Professor of English, KD College of Commerce and General Studies, Medinapur, West Bengal. Organized by the Department of English Studies and IQAC of KKS Womens College, Balasore. Eco-criticism invites us to examine how literature reflects and shapes our relationship with the environment, urging us to rethink cultural narratives in the light of ecological concerns.
And the guests on the dais and all the participants and students. I have been entrusted with the duty of introducing our today's guests. Dr. Jena is a well-known person in English literature. He has done his MA, MPhil and PhD from Utkal University. He is a gold medalist in MA during his time. Dr. Rindam Kundu, presently working as assistant professor, Sri Sri University, Cuttack. He is a very widely known person. He is associated with translation studies. He is an expert in that. He also worked as professor of English at the Faculty of Arts, Communication and Indic Studies. He served as the treasurer of the Comparative Literature Association of Indic Studies, Association of India CLAI from 2019 to 2025 and currently working as an executive council member. He has been elected as a steering committee member of the leadership group of International Comparative Literature Association and Translation Committee from 2023 to 2026. Since last year, he has been working as the principal investigator in an ICSSR funded project on documenting silver filigree craft of Cuttack. Makes our students so happy that they start studying. So Niro sir is a veteran. He has done his poetry, he has done his PhD on Manoj Das. He has also interest in translation. He is now engaged in translation work. He is translating a poetry book, perhaps. His contribution to this seminar is immense. Day and night he is working for this seminar, contacting different participants all over India, for which the department stands is no other than Miss Salini Sethi Madam. She is also equally a stalwart and veteran in the subject of literature. She has actually worked a lot to make this seminar a great success. There is no work that he is not involved in. She is a product of Central University, Hyderabad. Thank you, madam, for being here.
Madam, respected dignitaries, eminent professors who are sitting in front of me, and my dear students. About planting a tree, whether I am planting one tree or two trees, the concern is what a professor can do, what a theorist can do, what a writer can do about this ecology is that he can create some awareness, create some consciousness of the ecology among the common man. And so eco-criticism is one way of responding to the environmental crisis, because as we now know that there are many types of environmental crises which are happening around. There is not only water pollution, There is not only air pollution, there are also radioactive pollution, there is also radioactive waste pollution. So different types of political ideologies are also responsible for creating some or such ecological disturbances. So there is a book by J.W. Moore, Anthropocene or Capitalocene. Means whether man is this Anthropocene age or Capitalocene, because whether all these ecological disturbance which is happening, this is because of the capitalistic mentality of man. Ocean, because the most part of the world is water, mostly covered with ocean, salty water, but less covered with fresh water. Blue humanities is a branch which covers not only that sea or ocean ecology or ocean criticism, ocean eco-criticism, but is also taking care about the freshwater criticism, because both these waters are in crisis. And now, as we understand, as we know that the whole school of eco-criticism was concerning itself with what? That is with land, because Anthropocene, the man-centered world, was centered on the land we created. And awareness is more important than actual performance or planting of some trees. Theory is to be chalked out, awareness is to be created, and then only we can serve our ecology. Because if we do not do that, mankind will, in the near future, it will go away. The ocean is in threat. The coral reefs are degrading gradually. There are many river novels which are written. The Hungry Tide, Amitabh Ghosh's novel, The Hungry Tide. There are many. In Bengali, there are many river things which are written, because when United Bengal was there, there are many rivers in undivided Bengal. Padda Nadir Majhi, so many things are there. The Boatman of Padda, which is translated into English. All these are written on the life of the cultural life of the people who are living by the sides of the river. But now there is a consciousness which has come that these bodies, these water bodies, even the ocean is itself in danger. Coral reefs are gradually getting destroyed. In the 2022 evaluation, that 13% of the deep sea greenery or vegetation, that is already extinct because of the lack of oxygen. Best. Because he loves nature, and he is also he has not only bond with nature but also concern for nature. In his stories, Ruskin Bond shows that how nature is gradually getting corroded, destroyed, because of the manipulative capitalistic mentality of the government or the ploy of the government, commercialization of these natural resources. But by doing all these things, what we are doing is that man's condition is like the Bhassasura.
Inspiring and thought-provoking words on the topic eco-criticism. Now I would like to request Dr. Rindam Kundu sir to address the gathering.
The organizers of the National Seminar on Exploring the New Terrains of Eco-Criticism, Concept, Context and Content. I thank Dr. Jhansi Jaina, Principal Madam of Kuntala Kumari Sabat Women's College, Balasore, Dr. Narayan Surjit Behera, Convener and Head of the Dept.of of English, for your kind invitation. I also thank Mr. Joydev Pramanik, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Sethi and Ms. Shalini Sethi, co-conveners of the seminar, for their hospitality and managing such a grand occasion. Paying my tribute to Kuntala Kumari Sabath, physician, poet, and nationalist revolutionary, let me start my presentation. There's plenty of room at the bottom. Now, this statement at the annual American Physical Society meeting at Caltech on December 29, 1959, by noted American theoretical physicist and Nobel laureate Richard Feynman, known for his work in the field of quantum mechanics. He shook the world of science at that time and got published in popular science magazines. While discussing the problem of manipulating and controlling things on a small scale, Feynman in this lecture was trying to put out that it is time to go beyond the standard technique and laws to understand the nature and motion of the nanoparticles, which does not follow conventional laws of physics such as Newton's law, and therefore he argued that we must go down and search around unconventional laws like quantum mechanics. Now, conceptually, we know that the word translation does mean that we transfer meaning from one text to the other. That is how the global north has taught us this word of translation. So, I will follow Feynman and I will try to go beyond these traditional ways of thinking the process of translation. Green became the new color of academia, although Dr. Jena has made today the room blue. The model that I will expand in this lecture is translation as evolution. And this particular model is based on two terms that we use to denote translational acts in the Indian subcontinent. In his seminal work titled Eco-Translation, Translation and Ecology in the Age of Anthropocene in 2018, he signaled the emphasis on the meaning point of two seemingly distant notions, translation and ecology. And Michael Cronin defines the term as eco-translation covers all forms of translation thinking and practice that knowingly engage with challenges of human-induced environmental change. Eco-translation is an attempt to think through some of the assumptions we make about translation and how they may need to be radically rethought on a planet that from a human standpoint is entering the most critical phase of its existence. The second and the most important impact is the genetic change, where Rupantar comes into. In this case, the thought of the source text is adapted and is allowed to freely undergo necessary changes as is required in the new geographical terrain. I can give an example, a very popular example is Vishal Bharadwaj's, that trilogy, Maqbul, Haider and Omkara, okay, where he has taken the soul from Shakespeare, but he has transplanted the entirety into different, cultural and linguistic habitus. As well as a transmitter receptor who is regulating the entry and the exit of the language, culture, socio-political behavior codified in linguistic message. Ecology has lit a greening fire across disciplines, and Sir has already pointed out the entire trajectory. So I'm not going into that. While formulating the definition of life, what is life? In these planetary systems, a committee was assigned by NASA in 1994. So a NASA committee started looking at the definition of life in this planet, okay? And what they were doing, they were following Carl Sagan, a very well-known biologist's idea. And what was Carl Sagan's idea? Carl Sagan said that a life is a self-sustaining chemical system capable of growth, replication, and Darwinian evolution. So if you remember that Munna Bhai MBBS, that famous quotation, chemical locha, it is kind of similar thing.
Today is Aranya Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana, Aranyakanda of Valmiki Ramayana, and eco-critical link between nature and human beings. Now, why have I chosen Aranyakanda? So, the significance of Aranyakanda, taking Aranyakanda as an eco-critical study, why have I chosen this one? Now, basically, when we think of Aranyakanda, we go to that part which is the most important part of Ramayana. Now, when Rama has been sent to exile, and when Rama presented himself before Kaushalya, when Kaushalya asked what has happened, Rama told Kaushalya that father has given me the Rajya of Aranya. Now I am going to the forest. So with all positivity, it is not a punishment. He has taken it with all positivity, and that is why it has significance. How human beings should look positively towards nature, the positive viewpoint by Valmiki when in Aranyakanda, Valmiki tries to justify that living in forest has the power to purify your soul. Purification at the same time knowledge gain. Knowledge gain alongside purification. Both the things are possible, but still there are challenges. There are destructive forces, demonic forces. Vision says and Nisha says and Nisha. So the darkness of the dark forces of the forest, or those which are the challenges of the forest, it is not nature, but the devilish forces, they actually put forth the challenges.
Energies without granting them sustained agency. The Marichapi episode exemplifies this dynamic. The refugees were instrumentalized during the ideological mobilization, but rendered expendable when their presence conflicted with the state priorities. Furthermore, the incident reveals the tension between the ideology and the governance, a contradiction also identified by Zizek, who notes that ideological systems often justify acts of violence in the name of higher ethical goals, a central force that shapes the narrative and the lives of its character. Now, it is mandatory to mention the Morichapi massacre, which exemplifies the nature versus human at the cost of environmentalism. In this paper, we find Hungry Tide as a counter archive that brutally exposes the contradiction of the Marxist ideology in the post-colonial Bengal. In fact, the remains of one of the most notable examples of the ideological betrayal in the modern Indian history under the communist rule of the post-colonial India.
How humans are connected with nature and what happens when this connection is disturbed.
At a point of time, Robert Strauss was able to see the human predicament that we are constructively destructing ourselves. Sir was talking about the Iran and USA, war that is going on, right? So fire means atom bomb again. Atom bomb that will end the whole world. And fire stands for passion, intense desire of human beings, whereas I stands for hatred, coldness, and insensitivity.
Construction of better development. So how the discriminated or the downtrodden people, especially Adivasi class, and all are neglected, and how they have been homeless and displaced. So she has expressed here. That means here Arundhati Rai is one of the few writers who is actively interested in contemporary socio-political issues which are reflected in her books. She shows acute sensitiveness. She is very compassionate and sympathetic towards all these classes, and
genetic resources, medicinal plants and food crops, etc. Biodiversity loss. Primary causes of biodiversity loss are pollution, overcrowding, deforestation and global warming.
I personally thank Dr. Uttam Kumar Jaina for bringing this idea about eco-criticism and capitalistic mindset by which it caused the deterioration of the world. And Dr. Lindan sir also pointed out eco-translation. is the root cause of everything. And he pointed out that it is the vivartan and everything that is the source and the target area by which we are bringing everything together. People thought that everything is not changing and we are here, we are safe. But actually we are not safe. We are not changing in time. Time is changing itself in time. It's the time to think about how eco-criticism has the impact on human beings. I also thank Dr. Jhansi Dena, our principal, being here and address the gathering. Another departmental two persons, Shalini ma'am and Niroj sir, they have been omnipresent last 7 days and they have been working hard for this successful seminar. I also thank many professors from different colleges present here. I also want to have special thank to my teachers. Dr. Professor Subhash Chandra Patru sir, thank you sir, you are here. And my teacher also, Dr. Professor Gita Sri Raj, very affectionate man. I also thank my students, English department, first year, second year and third year students and teachers from others department being present here and making this seminar successful. Thank you.